Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So we're going to speak about Alpharius today. His model was revealed a couple of weeks ago. I know I'm completely late to the party. It all happened while I was away in Florida on vacation and I really want to make a video on it anyway just to speak about it. But one of the things I really want to speak about is how awesome it is compared to the Valdor model, and I'm just wondering, why couldn't the Alpharius pose be the Valdor pose? I'm so... you lucky Alpha Legionnaires. Congratulations, you've got one of the best looking Primarch models. Let's jump in and let's get started. If you haven't read the article on this already, go over to the Warhammer community website. As always, there's a link to it in the description of this video. Go and check it out for yourself, read it all. It's got some fantastic stuff in there. So Alpharius has arrived and the model is absolutely amazing, fantastic, beautifully done. Everything about it, I just absolutely love. If I was an Alpha Legion fanboy, well, I am kind of an Alpha Legion fanboy, but if I was like into the tabletop Alpha Legion wise, then I would just be clawing at the screen to get this model, because just look at it. It is beautifully done. The pose is fantastic. The pose with the spin and everything. This is what I wanted Valdor to look like. This is what I imagine Valdor, you know, like to be a battle kind of pose, smashing someone or ripping someone in half. Sadly, we never got that. We got that kind of regal kind of spear down, looking into the distance. When I first saw the Valdor model, I was like, yeah, okay, it's really awesome. But then once I got the high definition pictures back and I saw it, you know, properly on the Warhammer community website, I wasn't really a fan of it. I thought there was just too much going on. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on this Alpharius model, but I don't feel like it's too much. I think it's done just about right, where, you know, your eyes are not bouncing all over it, unlike the Valdor model where you've got like a demon on his head, you've got like a crow on his shoulder. There's a million things going on with that model, but this one is just perfect. When it comes to position wise, on the best sculpted, I would say it's underneath Dawn. Dawn is number one for me. I'm gonna say that this is number two, and number three, that's kind of a hard one. I say it's either Vulcan or I say it's Horus. I think I'm gonna go with the Vulcan one, with his battle kind of pose, looking down, ready to swing his hammer or throw it at someone's head. But I'm not taking anything away from this model. Like, if in this actual article at there's another set of pictures where he goes into a bit more detail, like looking at his helmet, some of the accessories on him and stuff like that. Like the backpack itself is just amazing, with all like the Hydra heads on it. He's got like some little, I think they're like grenades and stuff. It looks like an extra is it like a plasma gun kind of ammo or something like that? And of course he's got a helmet, because no one knows what, well, we all know what Alpharius looks like, because all the Alpharius chaps look like each other. So if I was going to be getting this model, I actually might get this model just to put it in my display cabinet, but I'm running out of room because I've got all my custodians going in there, I've got my executioners, and I'm thinking of doing like some knights and stuff, so I don't really think there's enough room for Alpharius. But if I actually did get this Alpharius model, the head would definitely get magnetized, and I would swap him around with just like an average bald marine, and, you know, just swap the heads around and stuff like that. I'm trying to think what the rules were for Alpharius. I think he had something like where you can just put him in any troops or something like that, if I remember right, in the Horus Heresy. He had some really funky rules. If someone could clear that up in the comment section, that would be greatly appreciated. If there's one thing I could actually change about this whole model and how it looked, is I would actually love a diorama piece with Rogal Dawn. I know that means we'd have to change the full Rogal Dawn model from his like regal stance, but since these two had a battle and one of them lost and one of them died, I was actually thinking maybe that's what they're going to be doing. They're going to try and do the models based on these two having a fight, because we had it with Fulgrim and Ferrus, and we had it with Lehman Russ, and we had it with the Magnus as well. Those all had like interconnected display bases, and I was thinking, since these two fought each other, maybe we're going to get that and they're just going to carry on, but I guess not. I'm not complaining, I'm just saying it could be something pretty awesome. But hey, the base looks pretty cool. You know, he's about to knife that Space Wolf chap in the back, which is probably not too friendly to that Space Wolf, but hey, that's life, you die. And moving on to the subject of Primarchs alone coming to the Horus Heresy in model form, we need to have a loyalist Primarch next. We need Sanginuius, the Lion, or Jagatai Khan coming next. It has to be one of the big ones. I think they should leave Sanginuius to maybe last, because I think the Sanginuius model is going to be the most looked upon model as like, okay, you really need to get Sanginuius right, because when it comes to the siege and just everything surrounding Sanginuius is like, you know, he is the top tier loyalist Primarch. Even as a Dawnian fanboy, I know Sanginuius is above Dawn when it comes to battle prowess and stuff like that. So they really need to get the whole theme of Sanginuius, like how they're going to betray him. Surely he has to be like flying and maybe, you know, his wings fully spread out with his, I don't know, with his sword in the air. Maybe they can do like a dual piece with Carbunda. Maybe he's fighting Carbunda. I think that might be pretty cool again. But they really need to get his model bang on, because for me, Sanginuius is everything which I look upon the Horus Heresy. Without Sanginuius, then the Emperor basically would have failed, and the Horus would have won, and we would all be bowing to chaos at the moment, which is probably not the best thing in the world. I'm not taking anything away from like Jagatai Khan or the Lion or anything like that. I cannot wait for the Jagatai Khan model. Jagatai Khan is probably one of my favourite Primarchs lore-wise. It's Dawn, Jagatai Khan, and Vulcan. Leman Russ used to be in there, but he went a bit childish. But Jagatai Khan, I absolutely just love his look upon the Imperium, and of course, bikes, jet bikes. I think this Primarch should be the Primarch which actually is on a vehicle of some type. I've actually heard something from somewhere. I don't know if it's a rumor, but apparently when it comes to his rules, he will have rules for a jet bike and on foot. So I'm wondering if they're going to do two versions of Jagatai Khan. I think that could be pretty cool. Imagine getting like two versions of him. I think that'd be awesome. I definitely think he should be on a jet bike though, because that is what I vision when I see white scars. Sorry, slipping of my words. That's what I see when I envision white scars, is the whole speed aspect to them. So I think it'd be really cool if he was like, you know, full cloak, all blowing behind him. He's got like his sword like to one side. He's about to decapitate something. He's just riding along, all the, you know, just to capture that like whole speed kind of side to the Primarch. I think would be just incredible and awesome. And the Lion, again, that is another Primarch model which I'm super excited for. Of course, I'd probably like a 40k version, wink wink, hint hint, of the Lion to return. But for now, I could probably just go with the 30k version. Super excited to that as well, seeing the Lions. Well, I wonder if he's going to have the Lion sword since Guilliman snapped it over his knee. I'm not sure which kind of way they go. Yeah, they're probably going to do it like pre-knee snapping, something like that. But again, I'm super excited to see his. I'm wondering how they're going to do. I wonder if they're going to do him with his old beard, which he's been seen in some of the art and stuff like that. I'm not really a fan of the Lion's beard. I know he's like kind of like the whole rough kind of, I'm the Lion, look at me, like kind of that kind of like Thor look, let's say. But I'm wondering if they're just going to give him a clean shaved look. His model, I think, should definitely be like a battle kind of pose. I know he's like more of a, well, he sees himself as the greatest tactician and stuff like that, but I think we've got enough of like Rogo Dawn looking all regal and stuff like that. I want to see some Primarchs actually, you know, swinging. Like the Ferrus Manus model was incredible when you know, with the whole kind of like arch he was doing with his hammer ready to smash someone and stuff like that. I just hope that, you know, we'll get more of those poses, because I personally prefer them poses. I don't know how you chaps feel. I think the regal one like Rogo Dawn looks good in the display cabinet, but when, you know, you come to actually play these chaps on tabletop, you want them to look like they're about to chop someone's head off rather than just standing there looking all cool. So I do think Forgeworld are going to be having a nice good old time releasing Primarchs in the upcoming years. I definitely see another Primarch coming this year, aside from Alpharius and Dawn, which we've already had this year. I would love to definitely get another loyalist Primarch this year. If you want to actually get your hands on the Alpharius model, it's going to be at Warhammer Fest on the 12th of May. I'm actually going to Warhammer Fest. I actually think I might pick it up and do like a little giveaway on the channel and stuff like that, like, you know, just something to say thanks to everyone for being, or to showing like the awesome support like you chaps do. But well, hopefully I can get there before it all gets sold out. But if you're going on to Warhammer Fest, you will be able to pick the model up and get it before it comes to Forgeworld. I think they normally do this like at certain events, like a month or 2 months before they go on general sale. So in May, I would say, you know, give it another month or 2 months and it should be out on Forgeworld if you do manage to miss out, or you can't make it because you're not in the country, if you're from the US or something like that. Alright chaps, that's me done for another video. Thank you for watching. Hope I've passed on some information, but this is super old news with the Alpharius model. Again, I was in Florida on vacation doing some R&R. But I just wanted to make a video on it because it absolutely is a fantastic model. Definitely top 3 Primarch models for me coming from Forgeworld. Really great. I'm just a bit jealous and envious that it wasn't Valdo that had this awesome, amazing sculpt. You damn Legionnaires, you are very lucky. Again, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I shall see you all very soon. See you chaps, and bye bye.